Welcome to rSlash Best of Redditor Updates, where OP has to file a restraining order against her own church. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash Am I the Butthole. I used to be, and technically still am, a member of the Latter-day Saints / Mormon Church. I've tried to get my records removed, but that's gone nowhere, and I still get members and missionaries showing up to my house, even after I moved. Well, in the past 2 months, I've been visited once a week by the same pair of missionaries along with one of my male cousins. They can't visit a single lady unless another male is with them. I tell them each week to stop visiting and tell whichever cousin they bring that it's not welcome, necessary, or funny, and they really need to stop. Well, they came over last Saturday while I was having a barbecue with some friends and coworkers, and they just started mingling and preaching to my guests. I didn't even realize they were here because I was on the grill until one of my coworkers came up to me and basically complained about me inviting him to a barbecue as an excuse to get my church members to preach to him and his boyfriend. I had to apologize and explain to him the situation and promise it wasn't like that at all. I decided I was done. The missionaries didn't even try to talk to me. They just harassed my guests and came into my property uninvited, so I called the cops. The cops showed up and said they can ask the missionaries to leave, but can't really do anything else since I didn't ask the missionaries to leave first. So I showed the cops my Ring footage and how I've been asking them to stop coming to my house for 2 months. And the cops said that I could file a restraining order for stalking, but it might not go anywhere. So they walked me through the online forms and I have a hearing soon. Since then, the church members have sent me emails. The youth have heart attacked my door. I don't know what that means. How do you heart attack a door? And my LDS family have made Facebook posts about me being a literal devil. If anyone in the comments knows what that sentence means, their youth have heart attacked my door, please let us know in the comments. While the hearing gets closer, I'm starting to feel nervous, and maybe I've blown everything out of proportion. These missionaries are still teens, and maybe I should be redirecting my anger at my family, who are probably the ones behind it. Am I the butthole if I go through with the hearing? Then OP posted an update. I'll be messaging my coworkers and apologizing and letting them know about the restraining order hearing, and I'll be going low contact with my Mormon family. Oh, here we go. And for those that asked what heart attacking is, it's taping paper hearts with Book of Mormon and Bible quotes and little "I miss you" notes to people's front door / windows / porches. I've been told that it's literally love bombing, which I never noticed before, so that's cool. Then 2.5 months later, OP posted an update. 2 days before the hearing, my uncle, who was also the ward bishop for the elders, showed up to my house with the missionaries. I took the advice on my post and only spoke with them through my Ring app. I told them that if they didn't leave, I'd call the police. One elder left to sit in the car, and my uncle and the other elder stayed at my door. My uncle told me that I was being dramatic and that I'm too sensitive. That me protecting my safe space was going to ruin a young man's life. I told them that I put in a request for a restraining order and that they knew this and were still harassing me. My uncle said they weren't going to leave until I came out and talked to them like an adult so that we could solve this restraining order issue without the courts. I told them to leave again, and I called the cops when it was obvious they weren't going to. The cops showed up and trespassed my uncle and arrested the missionary that did not go to the car. I explained to the cops about the hearing that was going to happen and showed them my footage of them trying to get me not to go to the hearing. I felt really bad, and I still do. And I know a lot of you are going to say that I shouldn't, but I do. I spent the 2 days after that getting calls and texts from people I love calling me all sorts of terrible things and telling me I'm a disappointment. The guy I've been talking to had to take my phone away from me and block everyone because he knew that I wouldn't. I went to the hearing and was granted the restraining order for harassment. Then I had my mom and dad show up to my house the next day to give me a piece of their mind and how I hate myself. So that's great. I sent the paperwork to the mission president and asked to be put on the do not contact list, as a commenter told me to do. I was told that the missionary that was arrested had his visa revoked, so they're sending him back home early. I was basically told that if anything happens to him before they can get him a flight home, it's my fault. People have posted about me getting innocent men into trouble and wanting my own kind deported on social media. Even though he wasn't deported, his visa was just revoked. So I've had my house egged, rocks thrown at my windows, and ice bags left on my porch for the last month. Even some of my friends and coworkers who told me to go through with a restraining order are saying that I went too far. But I didn't know that he was here on a visa. As far as I know, he's back home and safe. But that's it. That's the update. My friends, family, and coworkers hate me, and I hate myself too. But hey, at least I'm not minorly inconvenienced by missionaries and awkward 5-minute conversations anymore. Maybe, this is just a thought, maybe if they don't want consequences, they should stop breaking the law. Also, in addition to harassment, isn't this kind of something like witness tampering or something? I don't know, this sounds like a complicated legal thing. But if someone's going to court, it feels like it should be illegal to come up to the witness or the plaintiff or the defendant and try to intimidate them to not go to court. That's gotta be illegal, right? Our next Reddit post is from rSlash Am I Overreacting? I'm a 25-year-old woman, and I'm honestly at my breaking point with this one. I need outside perspective because my entire family is acting like I am a famous German dictator for standing my ground. So I'm a student software developer and a pretty serious PC gamer in my free time. I live alone in a 1-bedroom apartment that I've spent years making cozy and functional. I saved up for a long time to build my dream PC setup. Triple monitors, custom mechanical keyboard, ergonomic chair, the works. Altogether, my rig is worth a bit over $2,000, and I take care of it like it's my frickin' child. Last weekend, my older sister, who's 30, asked if she could crash at my place for one night because her apartment was being fumigated and her husband was out of town. She has a 3-year-old son, Max, who's, let's say, spirited. I love him, but he's a little chaos goblin. I hesitated, but she swore that she would keep an eye on him and that it would just be for one night. They show up Saturday afternoon, and immediately it's clear that she wasn't kidding about Max being a handful. Within 10 minutes of arriving, he'd pulled 4 books off my shelf, thrown my houseplants on the floor, and spilled juice on my area rug. I tried to stay chill. He's 3, I get it. But I asked my sister politely to please keep him out of my office where my PC setup is. She rolls her eyes and goes, "He's just exploring. He's curious. It's normal." But she closes the office door anyway. Cut to Sunday morning. I wake up to screaming. Max had apparently woken up before his mom managed to open the office door and decided my setup was his new jungle gym. He pulled down one of my monitors, cracking the screen. He stuck crackers into the PC tower's ventilation slots. I'm not kidding. He yanked out my keyboard's keycaps and had colored on my chair with permanent marker. The cherry on top, he poured apple juice into the tower. Into it. When I tell you that I went silent, I mean dead silent. My sister comes in, sees the damage, and just says, "Oh no," in this incredibly flat tone, like someone knocked over a cup of coffee. I started freaking out, and she has the audacity to say, "You should have baby-proofed the room if it was that important to you." I lost it. I told her that 1, she knew that he wasn't supposed to be in here. 2, this is my space, not a daycare. And 3, baby-proofing a $2,000 gaming setup is not a standard requirement for adults living alone. She told me to calm down and he's just a kid, the stuff is replaceable. I told her she could replace it then. She said she didn't have the money right now, but maybe in a few months she could give me a few $100s. I told her that wasn't acceptable and that she needed to take full responsibility. She left in a huff, and now my whole family is blowing up my phone. My mom says I'm being materialistic and should understand that my nephew didn't mean it. My dad said that I should have locked the door if it was that important. My brother actually said, "Why do you even need 3 monitors anyways? That's kinda overkill." I filed a claim with my insurance because there's no guarantee that it'll be covered since it was technically guest damage. I also told her that if she doesn't pay up, I'll take her to court for what happened. Now I'm getting texts from my sister demanding an apology for blaming my kid for being curious. I told her I'd drop it if she covered the cost of repairs and replacements, or at least met me halfway, and she blocked me. So, am I overreacting if I take my sister to court over this? Then, 4 hours later, OP posted an update. My sister's husband reached out as mentioned earlier, and we're working out a solution if possible. He's been really understanding, as have all of you. Then, 5 days later, OP posted an update. Last Saturday, my brother-in-law came over to check out the damage himself. He actually brought Max, the toddler, with him, which I was almost livid about first, but he had a reason. He asked Max to try to open the office door, but the kid couldn't do it. The door was too heavy for him. You can probably guess where this is going. My brother-in-law offered to take the PC to the store that originally built it for me, just to see what was fixable. On Monday, he dropped it off at the shop and gave them my number so they could keep me updated. He also told me he confronted my sister about how things played out. I sent him my original Reddit post too, and he read the comments and apparently showed them to her. She still hasn't unblocked me, and from what I've heard, was not happy about the fact that my brother-in-law is actually listening to me. I also shared the post and some comments with my parents and brothers since no one really believed me before. My parents still don't fully get it, but they've at least stopped pushing back. My brother is more understanding now, though for some reason he mostly wanted to talk about how many people saw the post. I don't think either of these three still care, really, and I'm fine if they see this. Do better. Anyway, I went to see the PC today. The shop said that it's mostly salvageable. It needs a very, very careful internal clean and a few fans replaced and some wiring fixed. But overall, the main part survived somehow. My brother-in-law told me that he would cover the cost of repair, no hesitation. When I brought up what my sister said about not being able to pay even $200, he said that she's lying. He also said that he's not sure Max actually did all the damage. He thinks the door was left open on purpose, or that my sister might have even done some of it herself. Based on the height of the tower and where the crackers ended up, it didn't quite add up to a toddler acting alone. Apparently, my sister's been telling him that I have a gambling addiction. I did get a bit hooked on Genshin Impact like 4 years ago, I guess, and that maybe this whole thing would wake me up, which is new. She used to be supportive, or at least indifferent. No idea where that switch came from. So yeah, that's where we're at. My PC is being cleaned up and fixed. My brother-in-law is covering the costs. My sister still has me blocked and won't talk to me. I'm still tempted to start something with her, to be honest, especially if she actually did all this on purpose. I'm still not ruling out small claims court depending on how things go. Then, 2 weeks later, OP posted an update. Within a week, my brother-in-law confronted my sister, and she kicked him out of the house. Like, full on told him to get the hell out, packed up his things, dumped them, and left them by the curb like he was a stray dog. He told me she screamed that he was betraying her and taking the side of that effing Reddit B-word, meaning me. She also apparently accused him of conspiring and cheating on her with me to humiliate her publicly, which, what? She still hasn't let him see their kid since. No visits, no phone calls. She's gone full black hole mode and is completely unreachable, threatening cops if he goes near. She's blocked me, my brother, even some extended family, and is only talking to our parents, who are still enabling her, but I think it's only so they can keep Max at arm's length. Meanwhile, I'm hearing rumors that she's been telling people I'm unhinged, psychotic, and that I made the whole thing up. She told one of our cousins that I lured her kid into the office like some kind of trap or setup. I don't know if this is postpartum related, or if something snapped, or if she's just always been this vindictive and I didn't want to see it. But I'm scared. Scared for her kid, scared for her husband, and yeah, I'm also scared for myself, because if she's willing to ruin her whole marriage and turn the family against me just to protect a lie? My parents want to keep it under wraps, but I know that my brother-in-law wants to get her help. I want to get her help too, but I don't know where to start or what to do. What can I start with to possibly push her towards someone who can help her out? Has someone here dealt with a situation like this before? I feel helpless, as I know she's an adult and has free will, but I fear for her safety and my nephew's safety as well. My brother-in-law voiced wanting to divorce her and told my parents that he'll get his son whether they approve or not. His side of the family is furious with mine, and I have no idea where I stand because, yeah, I guess I started this? Then, 1.5 months later, OP posted an update. The good news first. My PC is fully functional again. The store was able to recover it. My nephew is now in a safe and stable environment with my brother-in-law. Unfortunately, there have also been some difficult developments. My brother-in-law is currently in the process of separating from my sister. It seems that I have essentially been disowned by my mother, and now it appears by my father as well. The only one still in contact with me is my brother. This story has one of the weirdest escalations I've ever read in a Reddit post. OP's basically like, hey, don't destroy my computer, I need that and it's expensive, and her entire family just implodes over it. What's the deal with her sister? Did she just go nuts randomly out of the blue? That was r/Bestof Redditor updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.